Spreading all around my room, my world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video here on the World of Juice channel, and welcome back to another episode of the All-American Dynasty here on College Football 25. Yes, it's been a quite long time since we've done All-American Dynasty, but that has some factors that go into it that you guys already know about, the whole month-long sickness thing that I went through. Whatever. I've talked about it in previous videos. We don't need to go into it any longer. The good news is I'm feeling pretty much like 99% back to normal. I still do have slight cough every once in a while if I talk for like a super long amount of time and I run out of oxygen, then I'll start coughing a little bit. But for the most part, I am pretty much back to normal. So that means we could be very, very close to back to normal upload schedule here on the World of Juice channel, which means every single day is a new video for you. So, with all that being said, it is time to refresh our memories on what has gone on so far here in the All-American Dynasty. If you're not familiar with what the All-American Dynasty is, maybe this is the first video you're watching, which is weird because it's like almost the end of season one. Whatever. If this is the first video you're watching of the All-American Dynasty, a little bit of a recap of what it's about. Basically, I simulated 5 years into the future in College Football 25 as the Ohio State Buckeyes because one, they're my favorite team, and two, I was probably never going to be able to do a series with the Buckeyes if I didn't do a series like this, and since they are my favorite team, I wanted to be them. So I simulated 5 years into the future because I needed to get rid of all of the real life NIL players because you can't edit those real life players. They are completely uneditable, editable, unchanged, and I had to get all auto-generated players cycled in because those guys you can completely change except for you can't change where they're from or their face. But you can change their name, their stats, their what they wear on the field, their accessories, all that kind of stuff. So the series is I'm taking, well, that's why it's called All American Dynasties, because I'm taking former players, whether it's former NFL players or former college players, and we're putting them all on one team, and we're going to be going through seasons, recruiting other players that are famous. Let's say, for example, let's say in year number one recruiting, we recruit a guy that may resemble Tim Tebow. Then we take that guy, we put him on the roster once we hopefully recruit him, and then we change his information to be Tim Tebow, and then we have Tim Tebow on the roster. That's the idea of a series like this because it gets all of these different players from different eras all in the same team, and it's kind of a fun little idea. So the only challenge with a series like this, and it wasn't really much of a challenge on NCAA 14, which is where I originally came up with the idea and did a whole series on that with Notre Dame. If you want to go back on the channel, that's one of my original series on the channel, and I think it's okay, but it's back in the early days of the World of Juice channel, so the quality is probably not as good, and the commentary is probably not as good, or you might think the quality and the commentary is not as good nowadays. Who knows? Or maybe it hasn't gotten any better. I don't know. But I did that series originally on NCAA football 14 with Notre Dame, and I've taken it on now here in College Football 25. The only problem is with College Football 25, you can't, like I mentioned earlier, you can't change the auto-generated players' faces because they have like the AI generation thing. So you can't change what they look like. So the strategic part and the tricky part of trying to do a series like this is you have to, if you want a player like Tim Tebow, is what example I had earlier, if you want to do a player like Tim Tebow, you got to find a auto-generated quarterback, or I guess it doesn't have to be a quarterback, you can change the position, but an auto-generated recruit that kind of resembles Tim Tebow in some way, or who name your player, whoever you want it to be. But you have to find a player that kind of resembles it, or it's going to ruin the immersion factor of the series. So that's the trickiest part of doing a series like this on this game. Maybe in College Football 26, they'll change it so you can actually like customize the faces of auto-generated players. That would be kind of cool. I doubt it because they really seem to be pretty high on this AI generation of creating unique faces. So who knows? But I guess we'll find out in the future when College Football 26 comes out. But I doubt that'll be a change or anything. So with all that being said, pretty long intro. I apologize. I have a tendency to ramble. So let's get into the series. It's episode number 10 or 11. I think it might be 11 because we're on week number 10 of the season. So I think I did a video doing like the preseason stuff. So I think it's episode number 11. We have the number 3 team in the nation. We're taking on a bad Minnesota team in this episode, but I really just want to refresh my memory and maybe refresh your guys' memory on what is going on in the series because it's been like a month and a half since I recorded this series. I have no idea what's happening. I did go in off camera and like check the recruiting stuff to make sure everything was going good, and I did add a few extra recruits to the board and kind of like use the hours and stuff to get those guys ready. But that's about as deep as I went off camera. So other than that, I really don't have any idea of what's going on in the series, who's playing well, who's not playing well, what kind of situation the standings are in, or anything like that. So let's get into it. If you guys going to enjoy, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Club, and let's refresh our memories on what's going on in this series. Here we are at the main menu for the game against Minnesota. Like I said, they are god-awful this season. 1-7 overall and 0-5 in the Big Ten. They are having a horrible season. And if I remember correctly, we were on pace to have the game at the end of the season be 1 versus 2. Is that still the case? I don't know. I honestly don't know. My question has been answered right here. Maryland has upset Michigan. They were like the number 2 team in the nation, I think. Right? If we go to the top 25, it'll probably tell me where they were ranked previously. Oh no, it doesn't. The last week's rank has not there for any team. So I don't know who was ranked where, but that probably ruins our hope for a 1 versus 2 in the game. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. How do you lose to Maryland 17-14? How do you lose to Maryland? Wow. And you call yourself a 5-star program. What a disgrace. What an absolute disgrace of a program. They should just fold the whole place. Just disband the team at that point. How do you lose to Maryland? That's like losing to freaking FCS school. How do you lose to Maryland? All right. I already didn't respect this team in the first place, and now I've lost even more of that non-respect that I had already. It's into the negative of the respect for this team. So we take on, it's a night game. It's a real late night game, 9 p.m. at home in the shoe against Minnesota. Let's just be real. If this is real life, this isn't obviously the real life schedule because we're 5 years deep into College Football 25, so it's an auto-generated schedule at this point. But if this was a real life week game or Saturday night game where you have a god-awful Minnesota team, 1-win Minnesota team coming to the shoe, and it was a 9 p.m. kick, people would be furious. I mean, people love their night games. I get it. The atmosphere is different at night games than like at a noon kick or anything, but I, among others, would be unbelievably mad that you'd have to wait all day until 9 p.m. Not even 9 p.m. It'd be like 9:15, 9:30 until actual kickoff for Ohio State to crush this 1-win team. Oh my God, I would be unbelievably mad. It would be so annoying. So that's just the real talk about that. The 9 p.m. kick for a late November game against, or I guess it'd be early November game against a 1-win Minnesota team at 9 p.m. would be just horrible. Absolutely terrible. All right. Let's take a look at recruiting. We have a good amount of recruits. Now remember, it's not going to be amazing stars on the commitments because that's not the whole point of the series. The whole point of the series is to find guys that resemble real-life NFL or former college players. So you have to be more strategic than just, oh, I'm going to go for all the 5- and 4-star players. No, it has to be more strategic than that. Obviously, you want to still get the 5-star guys, which is why we committed the number 1 player in the entire class Willie Awasika, even though it's going to be pretty difficult to find a guy that looks like this. I mean, can you, off the top of your head, name a guy in either former college player, former NFL player, or current NFL player that looks like this? I don't think you can. So it's going to be tricky to find a spot for him, but I think we will. We might have to stretch the realism a little bit on that one. But other guys, it'll be a little bit easier, and that's the strategic part of it. That's what I've been trying to do. This guy, I've talked about before, we're going to turn him into Robert Griffin III, RG3, so that's going to be pretty fun. And this top guy right here, David Benavidez, he's only a two-star, but he does resemble Orlando Pace a little bit. So I think we're going to turn him into Orlando Pace. I've been saying that for most of the time, which is why we recruit him in the first place. But I did find another guy that kind of resembles Orlando Pace a little bit. So if we get, and it's this guy right here, Emmett Beckford, and he happens to be a little bit of a better recruit, 3-star instead of a 2-star. This guy you could say could be Orlando Pace as well. Obviously, nobody's going to look exactly like Orlando Pace in this game because that's just not the way that it works. So you got to have to put on your imagination cap a little bit and stretch the truth. But this guy could be an Orlando Pace type of player. There's also other players he could be, but this guy too, maybe a little bit Orlando Pace. But I'm kind of getting more different vibes off of him. Not really an Orlando, especially with the hair. I'm not really getting an Orlando Pace type of vibe off of him. So I did add, these are the guys that I added, and I didn't have enough points to go any further than just offering a few guys scholarships. But some of these guys, they could resemble NFL players. The one problem that I have with College Football 25, and it's not a problem, but it's a problem when you do a series like this, is that they have such a fascination, I guess, with white corners because like white corners are like having a renaissance, I guess, in real life. So the generation of white corners, not like the like a birth generation, like the auto generation of white corners in College Football 25 is kind of annoying. And it's not annoying any other way than this series because there's just not a lot of white corners in the history of real life football. There are a few, obviously, we know those guys, but other than those guys, it's hard to find a lot of white corners. And I have a lot of those white corners already on my team, Jason Sehorn, amongst others. So finding non-white corners is the goal because there's a lot more options to choose from with that. So I just wanted to point that out that there's a lot of auto-generated white cornerbacks and just white DBs in general in College Football 25. And it's only a problem in this type of series because I'm just going off of history. So we don't really focus too much on recruiting in a series like this because the recruiting portion doesn't necessarily matter that much except for learning the guys' faces because that's what we're going to be seeing. Just because their names, their positions could not matter. Their names literally don't matter because they're not going to be named that name anymore. And their height, their weight, their position might not matter. So literally just their face matters. So that's why recruiting doesn't get a big focus in a series like this. So just know that I am doing it in the background and I will come up with updates regularly to bring you guys back in and show you guys what's going on. If we go to top classes right now, we currently sit with a top class of number 43 in the nation because we do have a 5-star, we have a couple 4-stars, we got a 3-star, and we got a 2-star, but we are still early in the recruiting process of some of those new guys, and we're still battling for a few of these 4-stars. So once we add a few of these 4-stars, hopefully we should be able to bring them all in. But it is week number 10 of the college football season against Minnesota, which means it is a visit week. We have Jalen Sermon, the number 4 player in the country. He's a 5-star wide receiver. He's on campus. And Marquez Witherspoon, the number 6 player in the country, a gem, is also on campus. Kenneth Flanagan was on campus last episode against Penn State. But we have 2 big 5-star commitments or recruits on campus this week. We need to blow out Minnesota. That is the big thing that we have to do today is to blow out Minnesota because if we don't, if we lose, it'd be just tragic. But we need to obviously win the game and we need to blow them out. This is a little refresher on the season stats going on right now. Joey Harrington's had a pretty solid season, 2,500 yards, 25 TDs, 10 interceptions, a little bit too much. I wish I wasn't throwing so many interceptions. I remember earlier in the season I was kind of keeping it down, but there's been a few games where I've gotten a little pick crazy and thrown a few too many. 70% completion percentage through this part of the season for me is not too bad. I like that. Rushing wise, this is not a rushing team. We're kind of a pass first type of team and we rush when we need to, but Peyton Hillis and Ryan Matthews have done a decent job. Then we got receiving, and it looks like Tim Brown dominating the receiving, and for good reason. He's usually down the field wide open, so that's why he's got a lot of those yards and a lot of touchdowns. Evan Ingram's had a really solid season. He's been a big clutch when I need a first down on third down, throw it to him. Santana Moss has been hurt. I wonder if he's back. He doesn't have an injury thing next to his name, so that's a good sign. This might be the first week that he's back. Steve Largent has been a really big addition. He's been a really big player since Moss got hurt. And Austin Colley's had a come up in the last couple of games. David Njoku's been really good too. But Austin Colley, since Santana Moss has been hurt, Largent and Colley have been really, really big receivers on this team. I want to quickly check the injury report to make sure he is. Okay, so Santana Moss is finally back. He was out for like 4 or 5 weeks, I think. So that's a big addition back to the team, that Santana Moss is healthy again, because he's been really fast and really, really good. A.J. Klein, as you would expect, leads the team in tackles. He's been unbelievable in the open field this season. DeAndre Levy's right next to him. Tackle for loss leader is John Simon. He's been huge the last couple of games. I think he had a big game again against Penn State, if I'm not mistaken. Huge, huge, huge. Terrence Cody, I'm pretty sure, is like in the running for best defensive lineman along with John Simon. So big, big seasons for them. Chad Lavalaise has been pretty solid. Erasmus James, he's started to come up as a better pass rusher. I need him to play a little bit better, a little bit more consistent. Early in the season, he was like non-existent. Interception leader Jason Sehorn, Fred Smoot have been getting targeted a lot. Jim Leonard, I think Jim Leonard, didn't he? Isn't he the thumbnail? Or is that? I think he's the thumbnail for the episode against Penn State, if I'm not mistaken. So obviously somebody's the thumbnail. I think it's Jim Leonard. I can't remember exactly who it is. But I think he had like an interception or something against Penn State and it looked pretty cool. I don't know. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It's time to get to the Penn State game. I've babbled on for long enough. It is time to get to the game against Minnesota. They are an 80 overall school. We are obviously 99s across the board because of the players that we have on the team. Let's get crazy with their uniforms. It's a night game. I do like their helmets with the big gopher outline. That is pretty cool. It's a night game. How do they want to come in? I'm not going to give them black uniforms because that's not good for me. So, what uniform should they wear? I like that one. I like the maroon with the yellow jersey, or the gold jersey. The white helmets do look pretty nice, though. Ooh, the white helmets look really nice. I might give him the white helmet. You know what? I might just go full customization here. Should we give him a full white, maybe with the maroon pants? Ooh. The all-white look at a night game might be kind of sick for Minnesota. I might go with that. Obviously, we're going to be rocking the scarlet and gray. That's pretty obvious. Although we could go with the cannonballs. That might be something. We haven't rocked those, I don't think. Have we rocked the cannonballs this season? I don't remember. We might have. But it's a night game. We might as well rock the cannonballs. I don't know when other time would be appropriate. So, you know what? Let's rock the all black with the red and scarlet and gray outline. And Minnesota will wear the white. And we'll get a little crazy up in here. Let's go. I'm excited.
Few places are richer in tradition, more steeped in nostalgia than this old horseshoe on the banks of the Olentangy, the home of the Ohio State Buckeyes, and the scarlet and gray have this place rocking already. And while today is the final home game of the season for one team, it is more importantly a celebration, Senior Day, as we'll see a squad from the Big Ten, the Minnesota Golden Gophers, taking on the third-ranked team in the land, the Ohio State Buckeyes. Glad to have you with us for EA Sports College Football. I'm Reese Davis, David Pollock, and Jesse Palmer with me in the booth. Guys, we are ready to tee it up.
On the banks of the Olentangy, the world famous Ohio State Buckeyes take on Minnesota here in the shoe. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. Being out with that month-long sickness, I have not played an actual game of College Football 25 in a long time. It's probably been over a month. So this could be a little rocky. But we're going to roll with it. We're going to see what happens. And I think loading into this game, they mentioned Senior Day. I think this is Senior. I think this is our final home game of the season. I know we got like 3 games left to go in the year, but I think this is our final home game of the year because when I was trying to set up those last recruits, I don't think I could schedule any more visits. So I think we have our final home game of the year, Senior Day, for this first year of the All-American Dynasty. I think we got a pretty decent amount of seniors on this squad. I can't remember exactly, but I know a few of them are like AJ Klein, I think, is a senior. John Simon's a junior, I think. But for a team that doesn't run the ball very much, we did run very heavily on this first opening drive. And we'll go right back to it on 3rd and 2. I believe we can do it, although it's a pretty decent run defense look for Minnesota. But Peyton Hillis, look at the change. Oh, no, it's Ryan Matthews. Never mind. I don't think Peyton Hillis would have had that change of direction. The change of direction from Ryan Matthews is pretty elite right there. And little play action. Does this give enough time for Santana Moss to run down the field? It could. It's a little risky. Oh, no, just let it go. Oh, no, I didn't see him there. No, okay, good. Good that it just went incomplete. I did not see that Minnesota defender. I thought that I think it was David Njoku I was throwing to. I thought David Njoku was wide open. Good thing it just went out of bounds. Oh, I got to get rid of that ball. It's a little risky, out of reach. Okay, I was trying to go for a pass interference there a little bit. All right, we're getting a little crazy here. We got to complete some passes. We got to get a first down here. Minnesota's defense should not be this elite. Do we think Tim Brown just burns down the field? This could be a one-on-one because that safety might just stick with Santana Moss. I got to get the ball away. Interception. Yep. God, I hate when I feel pressure because then I just press a random button. It's so frustrating. That's a frustrating one. Mainly because I talked about in the pregame before we started the actual game how I talked about how I didn't want to throw any more picks with Joey Harrington because I feel like I've thrown too many. Now I'm throwing 11. Very annoying. Very, very annoying. We are number 15 in the nation. You got to remember, a lot of our attributes and stats as a team have taken a little bit of a hit because if you're not aware, Ohio State does not simulate very well in College Football 25. So we're 5 years in. A lot of our stadium attributes have taken a little bit of a knock. We're not the elite squad that they are in year number 1 of a franchise or a dynasty. So you got to keep that in mind. That's why we're number 15 stadium toughness instead of like top 5. Get there, Erasmus James. Erasmus will fall down. He's going to have a ton of time. Missed tackle by me and another missed tackle by me, and it's a first down Minnesota. Aaron Nolan. Oh my God. Former Ohio State Buckeye, now currently in real life South Carolina Gamecock. But Aaron Nolan is still here. I forgot that 5 years deep would still mean that some players are still real around the league, or around the country. Aaron Nolan. And he just happened to be here in Minnesota. What are the odds? He is the quarterback for Minnesota. That's hilarious, actually. I did not realize he was the quarterback here when I started the game. All right, well, we got to take on former Ohio State Buckeye Aaron Nolan, which was my pick to be the starting quarterback to replace Will Howard before, obviously, he transferred away to South Carolina, but whatever. And Minnesota will start on top. They will start the game as a 1-win football team with a 7-point advantage. You know what? We'll spot them 7 points. It's not that big of a deal. I think we were down pretty heavily against Penn State and still came back and won that game. So I just need to not throw interceptions. But I only threw an interception because I felt panicked and I pressed a button to throw the football. So if I had a little bit of time in the pocket, I wouldn't have thrown that ball to that person and thrown the pick. That's my excuse. You know, I always got to have one. I can't take accountability for myself. What do I look like? Evan Ingram, big catch and big time. I told you, man, Evan Ingram's been a solid player this season. He's been my big-time safety blanket. I need Santana Moss to just win down the field a bunch of times. But we'll go to Evan Ingram again. Get a nice little first down. Keep the drive rolling. Let's hand the ball off to the running back. It's going to be Ryan Matthews. I'm not even sure how good of the run defense Minnesota has. I mean, they did a good job there not getting any yards, but we were doing a pretty good job in that first drive of running the football, so I don't know how good of a defense they have. Harrington, got to throw a little sooner. And Njoku, I need you to just break that tackle, big dog. I might have been able to hit Steve Largent down the field. I wasn't really looking down the field, if I'm being totally honest. I was kind of just looking short. And I'm going to hit Santana Moss. He's got so much space. It's nice to have him back. Just to have that notion and to have that comfort of knowing he can just outrun a corner. Pretty nice to have. I'm going to hit Njoku here. I'm hitting Njoku a lot in this game. Ooh, the jet sweep. If I switch it to the opposite side, is it still Santana? It is. Okay, hopefully the jet sweep works. I don't think I run a lot of jet sweep in this offense. We're going to run it here and see what happens. Santana get the outside. He's going to get brought down. Wow, I thought that was going to work a lot better. It looked like I had so much space. It looked like I had a lot of space. That linebacker or corner, whoever it was, he did a good job of covering. Underneath, Largent, get the first down. Good job, Steve. Good job, good job. Run that same exact play. Because Evan Ingram, when you run the same play, the corners and DBs don't do the exact same thing they did. But it's not going to be there this time. And Tim Brown got hit hard. I did not mean for him to get hit that hard. My bad, dog. I did not want you to get hit that hard. What play? We're going to run mesh corner? I don't really like this. Don't really like it at all. Might just go underneath Austin Collie. Out of reach. Harrington, you got to have a better ball than that, big dog. Got to have a better ball than that. What are we doing? I mean, he wouldn't have got like a lot of yards, but still, that's got to be on target. That should be an interception. Oh, wow. We are not on one tonight, are we? Another interception thrown. That one I don't feel like was my fault, right? I mean, he had the body position. He just lost it last second. Okay, defense has got to step up here. John Simon's got the sack. Yes, he does. John Simon's been a monster this season, man. He has been huge. And he's hitting the gritty on his, well, not his former teammate. They never played together. But huge sack from John Simon there. 2nd and 19. They're going to hand the ball off, and we're going to stuff it. Erasmus James not letting him go anywhere. This is exactly what we want to be doing right now. And I'm going to blitz with A.J. Klein. Try to get in there. No, I got blocked by the center. Nolan's got a lot of time. He's going to go down the field. One-on-one. Fred Smoot got Moss. Touchdown, Minnesota. Not really Moss. I just didn't have the right angle. That doesn't look too good, does it? We had a 3rd and 19, and Aaron Nolan lets it rip for a touchdown. To be fair, Fred Smoot's not the biggest corner in the world, but that's an ugly look right there. Ugly look. It's okay, though. We've been down before, and we've won games. And like I said, this is the first game of College Football 25 I've played in a minute, so gotta get back in the flow. Back in the flow. And I think Steve Largent just got back in the flow right there. That ball needs to be a little bit better. Do I need to high point that? I didn't feel like I needed to. I thought he just had it. I guess I was wrong there. I can't believe he didn't have that. I don't really know what's open here. Is that open? I think it is. Big catch. Evan Ingram. I wasn't even sure if that was going to get to him or not. Mainly because I thought the corner was going to make a play on that. Usually they do. They just like superhuman make plays on those type of balls, but it's a good catch by Ingram. And there was not really a hole where I wanted it to be. Okay. Ooh. Instead of having Santana run across the front, I just sent him deep. And it might just work. Joey got hit, but I think he got the ball off. It did! Santana Moss with the catch. I don't know how he got brought down, but that's a crazy ball from Joey Harrington. Thank God he got it there. He got hit on the throw, too. That's crazy! Caught. Not a touchdown? Oh, it is. Okay, that was a delayed touchdown call, but Steve Largent boxing out the DB, gets the touchdown. Huge. Absolutely huge. Whew. Okay. We needed at least one in this first quarter, or it would have got ugly. But now the defense needs to step up. I mean, the defense did a fantastic job on that last drive, except for the final play, which wasn't really. I mean, that wasn't even really Fred Smoot's fault. That was more my fault. I got out of position with a smaller corner, and he just got destroyed. So wasn't really even his fault. But Aaron Olin, gotta respect him, man. Gotta respect him. He has 100% completion percentage. I didn't even realize that. I was kind of hoping that would be his first miss. Was that catch? But whatever. Here we go. Got to start hot again. John Simon started the drive last time out with a sack. I'd love another one. Although it was play action that they did there. And it'll be the same exact play, but I'm not going to get to him quick enough on this one. Wide open across the middle of the field. That just can't happen, boys. Cannot have a receiver run across the middle like that. I feel like that was the exact same play. They did the same type of play action motion. John Simon just didn't get there in time. Ooh, they're going to run it. We got to get the edge. How do we not have him there? The blocking cannot be that good from this Minnesota squad. 2nd down and 6. Come on, defense. They're going to hand off to the running back. He's going to have room. He jumped over my guy. I went for the chop block or the cut stick, whatever it's called, and he just didn't get tackled. I don't know. Maybe I went for it too early and it kind of like glitched out. I'm not sure, but I don't like it. John Simon with another sack. Huge by John Simon. What a stud this man is. Don't go to the NFL draft this year, John. Come back for your senior season. 2nd and 20. Erasmus James got back quickly. How? Was that a missed tackle? Come on, he got all of that yardage back on the run. How do you run on 2nd and 20 and get all of that yardage back? That shouldn't happen. All right, 3rd and 4. This is a make or break play right here. Pierre-Paul, get there, drop it, incomplete, intercept it maybe. Yes, it's Terrence Cody. Big man rumble. Big man rumble. A thick 6 is in the works. No, he's too slow. No. Okay, I can't be too bad. Terrence Cody off the deflection. I mean, that never happens for me. Usually they just get incomplete. But Aaron Nolan goes crazy. I don't know what this... I don't know if this is the tight end or something. I don't know who this is. But he jumps in the air for the ball, which we know from history is not a good idea when you're wide open like this. You don't need to jump in the air for this ball. Just run, attack it, and you're going to catch it. But because he jumped, he got a horrible animation. The ball flies in the air, and Terrence Cody just falls underneath it and runs underneath it and gets the pick. Oh, God, I love it. And then we had a big man rumble until he got brought down by both number 84 and Aaron Nolan as well. But awesome. Absolutely awesome. I might, you know what? Can we find a thumbnail in this? Because Terrence Cody running down the field might be thumbnail worthy. Big man rumble. This is like Michael Pierce running down the field in that Ravens game against the Steelers. Was it against the Steelers? I think it might have been. Look at him looking behind him like he's going to actually have a chance. Terrence Cody. What image should we go for here? Maybe like he doesn't really like run the right way. He keeps looking back. He's not looking at the camera like I need him to. This one might be pretty cool. Yeah, let's go with something like this. This one with the DB or the tight end like on him like that. Zoom in a little bit more. And then focus in on the players. Yeah. Big man rumble. All right. Okay. So now we have all the momentum. But we just got to put it in the end zone to capitalize on that momentum. And Santana Moss should have the speed to break away here. How does he not? In what world is that man going to be able to keep up with Santana Moss? Just let me be for real for a second. Evan Ingram, he's going to catch that. This is what I wanted Santana Moss to do. But he gets the first down, and this might be a Peyton Hillis run. Actually, you know what? We don't really run the fullback very much. It's Patrick Ricard, and yes, his name is Richard in the game. For some reason, EA Sports has a weird, inappropriate language thing when you put Ricard, so I had to put Richard. But Patrick Ricard is going to get shut down. They were ready for whatever type of run we were going to call. Ooh, this is a very favorable run defense. They got 2 down linemen, 3 down linemen, 1 on the far right. Easy walk in for Peyton Hillis, and the Buckeyes are back in this game. I told you I wasn't worried. Come on, man. I knew this team had the talent advantage. We just had to have breaks go our way. It's all tied at 14, although it would have been pretty fun to have the thick 6. But we score nonetheless, and we are all tied up. It's basically 0-0 now. It's a new game. It's a whole new world. Let's get back on defense and cause another interception. I'd love another one. Maybe a forced fumble, strip sack fumble by John Simon. I'd love that. Oh, it's going to be a handoff to the running back. Broken tackle, John Simon. And 2nd and inches. Jason Sehorn brings him down. I hate the arm tackle, broken tackles. That might be my most annoying animation in all of EA Sports football games, is the arm tackle, broken tackle. Because, yeah, that happens, but the amount of times it happens in the games is way too much. Especially for guys who are great tacklers like John Simon is. 1st and 10 after the little trickery they went through with. It's going to be play action, and it's going nowhere. It's Erasmus James. He was not fooled by the play action, and he hit the gritty on him. I didn't even do that celebration. He just did it on his own. 3rd sack of the day. 2 by John Simon, 1 by Erasmus. And can we get a 4th? I'd love a 4th. A.J. Klein. Yes, he can. Teaming with Cody. It's going to be a 4th sack on Minnesota quarterback Aaron Nolan. Little half a sack each for the big Terrence Cody and senior linebacker A.J. Klein. 3rd and 30. Now, last time they were this far back, they scored a touchdown. So let's not have that happen again. And it won't. Jason Pierre-Paul and Erasmus James combined for a 5th sack. That's how I want this defense to play. Suffocating defense. Just mauling the quarterback. 4th and forever. They will punt the ball away, and we will have really favorable field position at the 37-yard line. Okay. Now let's really open this game up here. Let's take advantage. We have stopped the Minnesota momentum, so let's take advantage fully and just absolutely dominate. Switch Steve Largent just a straight go route, and Tim Brown did it. Tim Brown did it. Harrington has the strength to get it there, and Tim Brown, this is why he has 700-plus yards receiving, because he does stuff like that. The Buckeyes are back on top, baby, for the first time today, which sounds annoying, and it is annoying to say. The Buckeyes have the lead for the first time against 1-win Minnesota. But it is the truth, and it's a 21-14 game. Huge. 1 play, 63 yards. That's what I've been waiting for, and that's why Tim Brown has so many yards. Okay, we're finally starting to get in that rhythm. Joey Harrington's starting to calm down a little bit. Those 2 interceptions were annoying, but it's the way that the cookie crumbles sometimes. All right, defense. We had 3 straight sacks against Aaron Nolan on the last drive. Let's get some more. Oh, they're going to go play action. Yes, we didn't get fooled. I thought for a second I screwed it up. A gain of 1 by the Minnesota running back. It's got to be passing, right? 2nd down and 9. And it will be. No, a handoff again. And you know what? To be fair, this running back's got a lot of yards on some annoying runs. So I'm not shocked that they called a run there. But 3rd and 3, empty backfield, clear passing down, which means John Simon, just go to the quarterback, baby. And he will not get there. Intercepted. Jason Sehorn, pick 6. Nobody around him. And Jason Sehorn will walk into the end zone. I need to see a replay of that. How did John Simon or did Jason Sehorn just read the eyes of the quarterback and intercept that? Or was it always going to be intercepted? Was it a good throw? I don't even know. Let's go back and watch this. What a quarter this has been, by the way. So Nolan's got 2 guys on the left. He's got 1 guy just going to the sideline and 1 guy running a little comeback. And, okay, so he throws it. This can't be to this receiver. In what universe, when he starts to throw this, which he does right now, is this open? There's absolutely no way this is open. Jason Sehorn's reading the quarterback eyes before the receiver is. This is more open, which is where he should have thrown it. But to be fair, he does have Terrence Cody bearing down on him, and he gets hit as he throws along with Erasmus. But when he throws it, Jason Sehorn is the receiver, or is the guy to receive it. Ooh. Wait. So Sehorn undercuts it, obviously. Who is this? Is this thrown? This might actually have been thrown to number 81. because he cuts up the field, which I don't know why he would. If he just stays right there, it's a complete pass for like 9 yards. But he cuts up the field to try to get more yards, I guess. Seahorn obviously just undercuts it, reads it, undercuts it. I don't know who this is thrown to. I'm assuming it was thrown to 81 because of the way that he reacts. But also, the receiver here, number 1, is also ready to play the ball. So, I don't know. I don't know who it was thrown to, except for it was thrown to Jason Seahorn because he pick sixed it. And look at that. Look at the score chart. 20, about to be 21 in 1 quarter of play. That's how you turn a team around and turn a game around. Absolutely massive. 28-14. They were up big on us. Now we are up big on them. Here in the shoe at night. Got the crowd back involved. They were kind of getting a little worried. Maybe this was the textbook trap game. Not anymore. The true talent is actually starting to show out on the field. And they will hand it to the running back again. Which, I mean, down 2 scores late first half, you're running the football still. A little questionable, but whatever. You still got time. There's a lot of football left to be played. Except for once we get the ball in the second half. Big sack by Terrence Cody. And that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. We have just been mauling this offensive line. Is that number 6 or number 7? I think it's number 6 on the game. Another handoff to the running back. And he will go nowhere. And I won't call a timeout. Because they don't have... I was going to say they don't have chew clock on. They do. It goes all the way down to about a minute 20. But that's okay. Once we get the ball in the second half, I will turn on shoe clock and we will run this game out because we don't need to embarrass Minnesota more than they already have been in this game. Santana must get the corner. Kind of did. 47-yard line's not too bad. All right. Let's score one more time and get out of here. So they're going to do same formation that we scored the Tim Brown touchdown on. Let's see what happens this time. I don't think Tim Brown has it, but I think Steve Largent does. Steve Largent intercepted third of the day. God, I hate this game. One-on-one, and Steve Largent can't get positioning to get that ball. Even Joey's asking what happened there. That's annoying. All right, 3rd pick of the day for Harrington. Whatever. That's a pick. Is it not? It's incomplete. I could have sworn I got in front of him for that, but whatever. 56 seconds to go. I probably should have just thrown it to Tim Brown. I don't know if Tim Brown was even open. That's going to be dropped as well. They're going that side 2 times now, and Fred Smoot has knocked it away both times. 53 seconds to go. 3rd and 10. Crowd is all the way involved. Cody. They're going to hand off to the running back, and A.J. Klein is not going to let him go anywhere. And I'm going to actually call a timeout here. We basically just wasted 10, 15 seconds is what we wasted there by throwing that pick. Because we get the ball right back. It's going to be a little bit further back. But that's not a problem, although maybe not. Oh, yes, it is. Okay. 41-yard line. All right. Let's not throw a 4th pick because that would make me crash out. But I would love some more yardage for Joey Harrington. But I'm not going to get it here as I throw it away. They did a good job covering that. I think they might be ready for the deep ball. It's kind of annoying. Stop being ready for the deep ball. Although, Tim Brown. Tim, please win. He didn't. Darn it. We'll go to Peyton Hill. It's not really a receiving running back, but hey, it is what it is. If he's open, he's open. And then we'll go with... I don't really like the Verts comeback. Comebacks in video games are just not really that good of a play. Sometimes they can be useful. Most of the time not, but Tim Brown's got that one. Easy mother freaking truck mom. 4 interceptions for Joey Harrington. How did this ball get picked? Why did I have to say in the beginning of the video that I wanted to cut down on interceptions? You gotta be kidding me, man. Not every pass should have to be high point for it to not get intercepted by a DB. Oh my God, that should not... Maybe I put too much on it? Maybe it was a little bit behind him? I mean, obviously it's underthrown. I shouldn't have to high point every single pass for it to get over the head of the DB. God dang it, bro. 4 interceptions in the first half for Joey Harrington is not what I wanted to have today. Little check down to the tight end. He's going nowhere. They're not going to call their timeouts. That's pretty much the half. All right, second half starts. They get the ball. Man, I'm frustrated about this offense. I am tired of throwing interceptions, so I think we're going to just turn the chew clock on. We're going to run the ball, and we're going to get out of here with a victory. That's pretty much my game plan. We start the second half on defense, and we need to have basically the same defensive drive that we've had the past couple, where we just suffocate the offense, shut them down for big-time losses, whether that's tackles for loss or sacks or whatever, maybe an interception. I'd love that too. But we just need to basically just prove that we are clearly above and beyond the better team, as I completely whiffed the sack there with Erasmus James. My bad. I suck, if you have not noticed already, by the 4 interceptions thrown in this first half. It is what it is. Aaron Nolan, check down. He's going to get the first down. My God, there's no way you should be able to get a first down on that. We had like 3 Buckeyes right there. He should not have been able to get a first down there. Please just give me the football back so I can run this clock out. I do not want to be in this football game anymore against this Minnesota team. They are annoyingly frustrating, and not in a good way. 2nd and 4. Nolan in the backfield, and he will get sacked, hopefully. Oh, he barely got that football away. How did he get it away? How? And how is it not a fumble? All right, 3rd and 4. This is where John Simon comes up big. Or maybe not John Simon, but Terrence Cody. It's 4th and 4. They'll punt. Okay. I was wrong on who came up big, but at least somebody did. And now we just get the ball back and turn chew clock on. We run the ball with Ryan Matthews / Peyton Hillis. This is dangerous. All right. Thankfully, no muff punt. Turn chew clock on, and we waste away in Margaritaville, because this one is over. Peyton Hillis, really good run. It's exactly the type of run you want. That is exactly the type of run that you want. Ryan Matthews comes in to alleviate Peyton Hillis there, and he gets a solid run. We are just gashing. They are not ready for the run game. I don't know if they didn't think we were going to come out here and run. Maybe they thought I was going to throw another interception. I don't know. But we are just gashing the run game here. Another solid run, but that ball's out. It got stripped. It's going to be recovered. That's a fumble. They stripped the football away. What else could happen in this freaking football game, man? They actually legit stripped it out. Like, it wasn't just like a normal fumble. He actually stripped that football. Or maybe he didn't. Oh, the knee's down. Oh, brother. That is so close, because you can see the ball move the next frame. The next frame that ball moves. Is that knee down? He still has possession right there. Does that knee technically count as down? I think it might. We might have ourselves a good old-fashioned challenge flag on our hands. Challenge the play. I could have sworn that he stripped that ball out. But I think Peyton Hillis might have blessed us with that knee being down, right? I mean, it's instant. It is right away that ball falls out. And the offense is back on the field. They overturn it. Huge challenge call. Genius. Just call me Genius Juice. 2nd and 2. We're going to give it right back to Peyton Hillis after the fumble. He fumbled again. You can't make this stuff up, but we pick it back up. You got to be kidding me. Peyton Hillis is never getting the football again. You got to be joking. I was almost like half kidding that I gave Peyton Hillis the football again right after the fumble, saying that he fumbled, because I didn't think he was actually going to do it again, but he actually did. And this time I'm going to give him the football in the end zone. Boom! Touchdown, Buckeyes. If he can't hold on to the football running it, we're going to let him hold on to the football in the receiving game. That might be his first receiving touchdown of the year. What a ball. And the slot fade as well. I mean, you got to be kidding me. What a wild sequence that was of like 2 minutes. The fact that he fumbled, I was joking when I said that it, like when I was talking about how I gave him the football right after he fumbled, because he's not going to fumble again. He literally fumbled the play. Oh my God, what are the odds, man? Luckily, the offensive line, I don't know who it was, but one of our offensive linemen jumped on it. Absolutely, because I don't think that one we would have gotten reversed if they would have picked it up. So luckily, our big boy jumped on it. Absolute craziness on offense. And then we throw it to him and he catches a big touchdown. You can't make this stuff up, man. Oh, it's a screen. AJ Klein can't get out there, but Fred Smoot can, 3rd and 4. Ooh, that running back looked like he was really slow to get up. Maybe in a lot of pain. Big time 3rd and 4. It's a passing down. Rasmus James will fall down, and this one will be intercepted by Jason Sehorn. Number 2 for him. This one won't be a pick 6. But Aaron Nolan, for lack of a better term, is airing it out, and he's getting a little desperate. Do I give it to Peyton Hillis again, or do I just chuck the ball down the field? I think I might just chuck the ball down the field to Tim Brown and see what happens. Can I trust my main man, Peyton Hillis? I don't know, but I can trust Tim Brown for another one-play touchdown. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Now we're starting to inflate Joey Harrington's stats a little bit here. Although he does have 4 interceptions. So I don't know how much you can inflate the stats with 4 interceptions on there. It's a kind of an ugly little mark on his day, but whatever. We look past those. We don't talk about interceptions. Interceptions are for the weak. 42-14, man. If you would have showed the person the score from this game in the first half, in the first quarter, and when it was like 14-7, and then say, yeah, we dominated the rest of the game and didn't let them score ever again, they would be like, nah, you're gonna get beat. This is a trap game, and no, it's not. 42-14. Aaron Nolan getting desperate, although it's a good run from the running back there. They're gonna hand off to him again. He's gonna get hit hard, but brought down at the 44, 2nd and 6. 17 carries, 90 yards. We've allowed way too many rushing yards. You know what? It's blitz time. Let's get AJ Klein in that backfield. Shut that bad boy down. Somehow he didn't get a sack there. I don't know how it happened. On 3rd and 6, I don't feel like this is a blitz call. Just let the DBs do their thing, and the DBs doing their thing means getting beat. Jason Sehorn just got outrun. He had pretty tight coverage, just did not win. If that's DBs doing their thing, then I don't want them to do their thing anymore. Little wide receiver screen or running back screen out of the backfield, and he's going to get a lot of yardage down to the 9. Okay. I don't like this. Blitz. DeAndre Levy, AJ Klein. Pinch the D-line a little bit. And blitz the linebackers. He cuts inside. That's the backup running back, actually. AJ Klein brings him down. Good wrap-up. But we're just going to bring pressure the rest of the game. Or at least now, the rest of this drive. And up to the running back, it is Ben Burr-Kirven who initially made the contact. 3rd and goal. Do they run it again on 3rd and goal? I don't think they do. I think it's a passing down. Let's not blitz. Let's let the D-line get to him. Although John Simon can't get off the block there, John. Interception, maybe double. AJ Klein off his hands. Could not get it. So they'll attempt a field goal. Kind of upsetting that John Simon could not get off the block there. But it's right hash. And on the road, but it'll be right down the middle. Okay. So they do score again, but it's only 3 points. It is now 42-17 here in the Horseshoe. And for some reason, my guy just didn't block him. So, whatever. Do I trust Peyton Hillis now? I mean, I've given him some time. He's thought about the 2 fumbles. I'm going to give him another handoff. Hopefully, it's not 3 in a row on 3 straight carries. Okay. But Minnesota has an injury, which is fake injury. They're just trying to save time. Ooh, the jet sweep, but it's Peyton Hillis running it? I don't know if I like this, but I'm going to snap it anyway and see what happens. Cut it inside, Peyton Hillis. You know what? It's going to be no worse than a run that he actually had up the middle, so I'll take it. 4 touchdowns and 4 interceptions is the most frustrating stat line I've had in a while. We're just going to maybe try a 5th interception. Santana Moss, Steve Largent. Oh, I didn't see how much time there was. I don't know if we're going to get a favorable look like that again. Oregon's undefeated. Georgia, for some reason, SEC bias, is ahead of us, even though we are undefeated and they have 1 loss. I guess because it wasn't a SEC loss. They're still ahead of us. Whatever. Yeah, we're not going to get a favorable look like that again, at least not for a while. But let's use that accelerated clock, milk it all the way down. Since we're up so big, I don't think they're going to call timeouts. Although, I mean, here's that favorable look again. Not as favorable, but I think Tim Brown might have it again. Ooh, he doesn't. At least not initially. We'll go Evan Ingram. Stay in bounds. Good job, Evan. That works. 330 and 4 touchdowns. We're not going to talk about the 4 picks. Peyton Hillis. Ooh, hit hard. Hit really hard. Jeez. But he holds on to the football. This is an obvious running situation, but it's going to be Ryan Matthews. And he's going to bounce inside. And another injury. Man, they're really milking these injuries, aren't they? They want to save as much time as possible. And save their timeouts. This has got to be... Oh, Santana got bumped. Santana got bumped. I hate the bumps, man. Santana Moss was my only read on that. They want me to go for this? That's crazy. Santana Moss was my only read on that play. And he got shut down at the beginning of the route, and it never opened up for me. Luckily, he didn't get shut down on that route, and he's got a first down. Good job, Santana. Big time play. I'm really happy he's back healthy, because when he just wasn't out there for those past couple weeks, it just didn't feel like the same offense. I know we still went undefeated and everything. We won all our games, but we just didn't have that, like, speed guy, the threat of the speed guy on offense. Now we have it back, but I don't have the time to change the play here. The accelerated clock really is not friendly when you're trying to hot route for a big-time bomb down the field. Let's go with another run. That should... Yeah, that'll take us to the 2-minute warning. Okay. But since we're up, like I said, I don't think they're going to use their timeouts because it's such a big lead. And like I said, we got 2 5-stars on campus. So we need to score again. I know it's probably already a blowout, but I would love another touchdown to basically confirm the blowout. So, or maybe even a field goal, I guess, would counteract their field goal. Get us back to the same advantage we had previously before the before their field goal. I don't know. Let's just score a touchdown and not even have to worry about it. Evan Ingram's going to be wide open. No, he's not. Interception number 5. You got to be kidding me. How is that not wide open? How is that not? He was going to be so wide open. Did I throw it too early? That is 5 interceptions in a game. I am rusty. How was he not absolutely booty cheek naked wide open on this play? Look at the route that he ran. Did I throw it a little bit too early? Maybe Njoku was the option? I mean, Njoku's wide. But I thought for sure that if Evan Ingram just keeps this straight, like right down this road right here, this is a big time touchdown. But I think I threw it behind him. Evan Ingram's also like running up the field, which is not his route. As you can see, he's running the exact same route Njoku is, and Njoku is not turning up the field. He's going straight, which is what Ingram was supposed to do. I don't know what this turned into, but it turned into an interception is what it turned into. Maybe he got messed up by running into Njoku a little bit. Or maybe that's Tim Brown, actually. Maybe he ran into Tim Brown a little bit. I don't know, but it's another pick. It's number 5 on the day, and I am going to throw up. My God. 5 interceptions? Are you serious? This is the first game back in a long time. And I throw 5 picks. My God. Take the controller away from me, man. Absolutely disgusting. I mean, we're going to win big nonetheless, but 5 interceptions is gross. I don't know when the last time is I've thrown 5 interceptions in a single game in a video. I've done it off camera plenty of times, but that's just because I sling the rock everywhere. But in a video, when I'm a little bit more careful, I don't know. Oh, this is another bad opportunity for Fred Smoot, but he picked it off this time. That's what I wanted to happen the last time. All right. Big interception for Fred Smoot. And you know what? I'm not going to learn from my mistakes. We're chucking it deep again. Because why the F not? Why the F not? If you can't chuck it deep, are you even living? Okay, maybe the play action was the wrong idea there. If they're going to keep pressing up, you got to expect me to go crazy with the deep balls. Send Largett and Tim Brown deep and see what the F happens. Nothing good, actually. Although, what a playmaker. Down the field, it's Santana Moss! I mean, just a crazy good playmaker right there. Crazy good playmaker. And I'm going to switch Steve Largent again to make him go deep. And we'll see if we can get some magic to brew. Although, nothing... Oh, actually, wide open. I didn't even see that. Catch it, please! It's Santana Moss again. Good thing I saw that, because he was butt naked. I saw it a little too late, but I still saw it. 11 seconds. Go with a little Portland mesh, but this time not change anything. 2 big-time catches from Santana Moss. Kind of inflating his stat line a little bit. Evan Ingram, catch that, please. 2nd and 5. 2 timeouts in 7 seconds. How do we score a touchdown here? How do we score a touchdown? I think we run it on this play. It's a little risky, but I think we run it. Handoff. Hillis. 1st and goal. Call a timeout. 4 seconds. We got one final play. One final play. Those are my quick pass situations. It's definitely got to be slants. Or some sort of slant. Please score again. Santana Moss, corner, boom! And we secure the blowout. Hopefully we get 2 5-star commits off of that. And I mean, of course, it's fitting that Santana Moss, he had 2 big catches on that drive to get us in position. But a really big second quarter basically won us this football game. Because after that second quarter, Minnesota really had nothing. Our defense blew the doors off of them. And Joey Harrington, despite throwing 5 picks, also threw 400 yards and 5 touchdowns. So, say what you want, he's a gunslinger. Maybe I'm a gunslinger, I don't know. But we secure the blowout, 2 5-stars. Hopefully, we'll commit to the program after this week. And we win on senior day, which is always nice. We stay undefeated. Maybe stay the number 3 team in the country. Maybe we move up to number 2. I have no idea. We'll see what happens. But we have, I think, 3 more games to go. I'm pretty sure. I think so. I think we have 3 more games to go. We'll see what happens. Ooh, we level up. Nice. Level 12 now for All-American Juice. Let's advance, and hopefully we get the good news. The notification that both of those 5... I think we'll get at least 1. I don't know if both of them will commit. Jalen Sermon, the 5-star number 4 overall player in the country, has committed. Oh, that's not even the 5-star. Tony Herring, a 4-star wide receiver, joins him in the class. But no Sermon. Or no Witherspoon. He's still here. Wow. He didn't commit off of that. We lose out on a couple of different guys. Trent Toner, I figured we would. I probably should have pulled the points on him anyway. We were never going to get back in that. We get locked out of a couple of these guys. That's kind of annoying, but Marquez Witherspoon did not commit off of that. I pretty much knew we were going to get Sermon with the blowout win, but not getting Witherspoon's kind of annoying. But another big-time commitment to add to the class, the number 4 player in the country. Now we have the number 1 player, the number 4 player. And we also added that other 4-star receiver, so that moves us up to number 25. So we're top 25 in the nation right now. Oregon's got 18 4-stars committed, so that's why they're number 1 in the country. We're not going to have a top... I don't think we're going to have a top 5 class. We certainly can have a top 15, maybe top 10. What am I going to do with Witherspoon, man? I mean, did he like the visit? Yeah, we had the full boost. We got everything. We had the blowout victory bonus plus 75%. We did everything we could. He just didn't commit. Probably because we have a B on coach prestige. If we had a little bit better on that, might be. How do I win this recruitment? Because Army has got a week 16 visit. You don't want to go to the Army, man. You know that's a long-term commitment, man. Then you got to put your body on the line. Like you got to put your life on the line. You don't want to go to the Army. You want to come to the Ohio State University. How do we get him here? I guess we just let it ride and see how it plays out. Hmm. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I think we just let it ride and see how it plays out. We also added Tony Herring to the squad. Don't even know if he's any good, but he could look like somebody. Is he any good? I don't remember. 93 speed. I mean, it doesn't matter what his ratings are because he's going to change to whoever we change it to, but decent player. I'd be happy with that in a real recruiting cycle. And oh, Curtis Hicks almost committed. Ooh, he might get it snatched up by Clemson or Oklahoma. We'll take Trent Toner off the board. Now we have 195 hours. We can actually go in on some of these other guys. We did get locked out of Lasco and on Swain, but we are in on a couple of these guys. So let's just send the house on some big dogs. See if we can get in the battle. 65 on Alton Hall. I will go through and offer scholarships to all of the players now that we have the hours. Might as well. Because they do resemble NFL players, maybe. Somewhat. Manu Barbosa. I don't know who he looks like, but I don't even remember adding him to the board. Donald Chambers. Then you got Ryan Peace. All right, that's everybody. Carter Foster, Stevie Jordan. How are we going to get some of these guys? Let's go for Shaden Smith. We'll offer him 50, but I'll just go 50 on him. And then we'll spread him out like Donald Chambers, although we don't really need a wide receiver. But we could change his position. And then we'll go with like Terrell Osgood. He'll get a little 10 piece on him. And then Tyrese Finger will get a little 5 piece. Okay. So that's how we will end the video today. We add another 5-star to the class and another 4-star, two big wide receivers that could end up being pretty good players in the future. We didn't pull in the other 5-star. It's going to be a battle down to the wire for this guy. Either he's going to come to us or he's going to go to the military. I don't know why he would want to go to the military when he's the number 6 player in the country, but we will see how that plays out. I have no idea. We're very close on Kenneth Flanagan. He should just commit already. Josh Costanza, Michigan State's making a little bit of a push for him. Curtis Hicks should be committing very soon, hopefully. And the rest of the guys, we got to make some pushes for. So we're in a weird spot for recruiting, but adding another 5-star is always a good thing. And we will finish up the video with a little bit of upgrades. I probably should buy Motivator because Motivator is very useful. I've been going pretty heavily into Recruiter because obviously I think I'm going to spend these 10 points and purchase Motivator. Might as well get ahead of the game here. And we had one player drafted, but that was in one of the simulation things, I guess. So now that we have Motivator, we can start buying it. It's going to take a while to get Motivator switched as our number 1 thing. I don't think it's going to be possible this season, obviously. But if you want to have usually you want to have Motivator as your number 1 thing, like instead of having Recruiter underneath my name right there, you'd want it to say Motivator, because at the end of each season, when you get to like the training boost, you get a bunch of XP. Because it says you gain XP whenever a player levels up. So after training results, when everybody levels up, you get a bunch of skill points. So that is usually what you want to do. And then you can put all those skill points into Recruiter. Usually that's what you want to do. And I just noticed this, we actually dropped to number 4 in the country. Who jumped us? We blew out Minnesota. You got to be kidding me. Clemson jumps Georgia. Because of course they do. And then we fall to 3 because Georgia jumped us. Well, Clemson technically jumped both of us. But they do play number 9 Notre Dame this week. So they're going to be pretty tough. They're going to be in a tough matchup. Oregon's still undefeated. If everything goes well, we'll play Oregon in the Big Ten championship game. Michigan doesn't jump all the way up from 11 to 6. I mean, it's not really possible anymore. Oregon would have to lose and Clemson would have to lose for us to jump to number 1 and then them to jump to number 2. So 1 versus 2 is pretty much out of the question, but it's still going to be a pretty high-profile matchup. It's always a high-profile matchup when it's the game. The current CFB bracket, we are the number 3 seed. We would take on the winner of Alabama and Texas A&M. That would be pretty cool. But obviously, we still got a few weeks to go. That's not going to be, I don't think it'll be the same by the end of the season. But next episode, we will take on Washington on the road. I think all of our games because that was senior day. So all of our games left are on the road, but we got to go to the Big Dub and take on the Huskies. It's going to be a tough game, but I think we got the horses to be able to get the job done. If you enjoyed the video, leave it a like, subscribe to the channel, join the Juice Cup. Thank you so much for stopping by and watching. I truly appreciate it, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.